The video call connected instantly. It was 3 a.m. my time, 7 p.m. theirs. I was in Tokyo, finishing a 6-month assignment. My sister, Clara, was standing in my primary bedroom. The room was unrecognizable. The minimalist gray walls were now painted an aggressive pastel yellow. My leather reading chair was gone, replaced by a cheap crib. "Surprise!" Clara announced, her smile wide and smug, pregnant with her 4th child. We needed a space since the divorce. I made the 2 guest rooms and the master into kids' rooms. Behind her, my parents laughed, standing amid my neatly packed boxes, already pushed into a corner. "Stop being so selfish, dear," my mother chirped, waving a dismissive hand. "Family comes first. We said you wouldn't mind." I didn't speak. I looked at the 3 of them, the sister who took and the parents who enabled. The controlled fury I felt was not explosive, it was a cold, hard compression. This wasn't about paint or furniture, it was the absolute violation of my autonomy, the casual, arrogant seizure of my sanctuary. They had not asked, they had assumed. They had discarded me from my own life. I hung up without a word. The betrayal was total, but the specific, financial rot was what captured my attention. Clara's divorce wasn't just messy, it was toxic. She was being evicted from her house, pregnant, with no income. Her children were a weapon she used to manipulate our parents. The parents, in turn, used my new, fully paid-off house as the solution to their uncomfortable problem. I realized then that this entire scenario was predicated on one massive shared assumption, that I was harmless, that I was the compliant one, trapped overseas, unable to fight back. They had built their solution entirely out of my silence and my assets. I pulled up the corporate accounts. My work abroad wasn't just an assignment, it was a complex logistics operation, and I controlled the finances. I had access to everything. I maintained my calm external behavior by focusing on strategy. I didn't book an immediate flight home. I wouldn't give them the satisfaction of a panicked confrontation. I spent the next 24 hours investigating Clara's life. Not her emotional history, but her logistics, her financial dead ends. I looked at her ex-husband, Mark, the primary reason for her eviction. The court order was clear. He was holding the title to their old house and had secured sole custody of their eldest 3 children pending her stable housing situation. Mark was a decent man, meticulously wronged by Clara's constant deceit and financial carelessness. Then I found it. Not a hidden bank account, but something far more valuable, a clause in the original divorce decree regarding the children's guardianship. It stipulated that if Clara attempted to gain housing by defrauding a family member or engaging in property fraud, guardianship would immediately and irrevocably transfer back to Mark. It was the perfect, hidden defense mechanism designed by a man who knew her greed better than anyone. I waited until the end of my 48-hour deadline. I was back in my Tokyo office. I didn't confront Clara. I didn't confront my parents. I called Mark's lawyer. I had compiled a concise 3-page PDF package, the current ownership title of my house, proving Clara had no legal right to move in, a detailed explanation of the illegal remodeling, and a transcript of the video call, where my parents confirmed the unauthorized seizure of the property. I attached the relevant clause from the divorce decree. Your client may file an immediate emergency motion for full guardianship, I said, my voice cold and professional. Clara has just violated the terms of the settlement. The evidence is ready. The next day, my phone rang. It was my mother. Her voice was shrill, shattered. "Clara, they took the children. Mark's lawyer showed up with a court order. They took them from the house. They said she's unstable and committed fraud." Then I heard Clara's voice in the background, muffled, panicked, utterly broken. "No way! Mom, tell me it's not true!" The sound of her disbelief was profound, total. The house was worthless to her now. I ended the call. I felt no pity. I felt the profound, chilling detachment of a surgeon completing a necessary, complex procedure. They wanted my house. I gave them consequence. I had regained absolute control of my life without even setting foot back on the continent. The house was just a house. Their betrayal cost them their children.